Tonight, the nation's intelligence agencies are warning of cyber threats from Russia and are urging U.S. critical infrastructure defenses to be reinforced.
Homeland Security is warning of a potential troubling escalation in tactics from right-wing extremists.
It wouldn't take much to throw the entire country into darkness.
The grid is a sprawling target. There are actually 3 in the U.S., the Eastern, Western, and Texas has its own. Should a transformer explode, the system is designed to trigger a localized grid-preserving blackout. But if several sections of the grid go down at the same time, the shutdowns can cascade like dominoes.
There's a very few number of substations you need to take out in the entire United States to knock out the entire grid.
Pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen as a small disturbance in comparison.
But they started their CBDC. Maybe we should start having the conversation of, gosh, this looks like the market.
If we are to be successful, CBDCs could not be fragmented national propositions. To have transactions more efficient and fairer, we need systems that connect countries. In other words, we need interoperability. And for this reason, at the IMF, we are working hard on the concept of a global CBDC platform to trade and to manage risks. And my colleague, Tobias Adrian, will talk more about it later.
CBDC. If that happens, we're done.
Mayor Rothschild famously said, you might have heard this one before, "Let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes the laws." Henry Kissinger, control the food, control the nation, control the energy, control the region. If you control the money, you control the world. As far as controlling the money, it's a communist idea. 10 points of communism in Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto. Point number 5 here is to establish a central bank. The very fact that the United States has a central bank, that's communist. All these nations all have central banks. And then under those central banks, then you have like commercial banks. And that would be in the US, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Internationally, it would be HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Germany, etc. So you have the central banks, and then you have the commercial banks underneath them. I'll give you a little diagram of how this works. So here we have the Fed, or this could be the ECB, or whatever central bank you have. And then underneath that, you have the commercial banks, and this could be Wells Fargo, it could be Deutsche Bank, whatever nation that you're in. And then down here is us. That's we the people. All right, so that's all coordinated by the BIS. Then down here, we have these policymakers. So this is like the World Economic Forum, Club of Rome, Chatham House, Rockefellers, etc. These are like the think tanks. They are the policymakers. Then we have the policy distributors, the UN, the IMF. So then the IMF sits there. IPC, World Bank, etc. Then we have the policy enforcers. This is the national government. So you remember, or you might have heard in the United States, for example, we've decided to lay down our sovereignty to the WHO, World Health Organization. So they distribute the policies, and the United States will enforce that policy. Down here below, we have the propagandists, and this is all mainstream media. And then, of course, down here is you and I, the policy subject. You have to understand, the game is being played up here. It's not being played down here where you and I are distracted. So now that you understand that framework, so BIS sits at the top. The BIS is the big boss, right? If you were playing a video game, you have to defeat the final boss. And it's sort of fitting that the boss of the BIS is the big boss.
In the end, the ultimate objective is to essentially wipe all of the banks out so that your bank will be the Federal Reserve. Sean, this is really a move toward a CCP-style social credit system.
They're constantly monitored by facial recognition cameras that are able to instantly put a face to a name. Now, the Chinese are also ranked, given a mark out of a possible 950 points.
Now the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have announced plans to develop a new currency.
Together, we'll be ready to launch the FedNow service between May and July of 2023.
Troubling mass military movement across North America. A number of U.S. and Canadian cities have witnessed unexplained military movements and deployments, causing citizens great concern as they take to social media. These videos are making U.S. citizens increasingly more concerned. One user has claimed that such movements have been witnessed across 27 U.S. states, as well as a number of states across Canada. This is a tweet from an account called Actualize, at Actualize1. And you can see videos. So videos like this, well, we'll just run through the videos here. This video was posted from California, I think north of Bakersfield or northern San Diego. And the person who posted this said, I filmed this about a week ago. So I was like, okay. This video is like from a week ago, but it's a veritable swarm of military aircraft flying over California. But okay, I guess that are happening in like their neighborhoods, just like any normal person. You see a tank driving down the road, you see a column of Hummers racing down the highway, or if you see a series of Ospreys landing in your backyard, you might take your phone out and film it and go, what the heck's going on here? Then enough of them get posted on the internet. A lot of people go, whoa, this isn't just happening in one place. It's actually happening in a lot of different places. What is happening here? This is kind of odd. And then the mainstream media comes along to say, this is all a conspiracy. Somebody is posting these videos trying to create fear for some reason. Like, no, this is just a natural sort of series of events. Bizarre military deployments, people capturing those on video, posting them to the internet, saying what's going on here. The weird thing is mainstream media coming in and going, actually, this is all a conspiracy, and they're trying to make you scared for no reason, and you shouldn't be scared, and this isn't happening. It's like, no, it is happening, so what is this?
Message given to me, which I have been given permission to give to you guys. Now, since this has occurred, this has been triple plus confirmed to me by other sources as well. But the first source came from this person who received emails from internal department heads, I believe, within government, I guess you could say. And this is the message. There are currently 250, roughly, I believe is the number, cities in the world, including America, of course, who are being held ransom in cyber attack fashion right now. One just happened a couple days ago. They cleaned it up, but right now, globally, I'm told imminently. Now, when I say imminently, I don't have an exact number for you, but it could be 5 minutes from now. It could be 48 hours from now. It could be a week or 2 weeks from now. It's not going to be like 6 months from now. That's what I was told. Like imminent. Also, that something like this could pop off on a weekend because they know that people aren't technically prepared. Now, keep in mind, the 21st, next week, summer solstice. We're talking cyber attacks across cities that would potentially shut cities down. An attack potentially on the infrastructure of America / in the financial system. It could lead into a lockdown situation, which could also lead to a soft martial law.